What is going on out there, peeps? I don't know where you live, but where we are here in Northern California, the monsoon weather is kicking in. What that means is the clouds are coming up over the hills in California from Nevada and hitting the warmer weather, causing some serious thunder and lightning storms for your pleasure. All right. Yeah, if you're not used to it, man, it will definitely make the hair on your head stand straight up. Like literally, it's a static that's really bad. Anyways, you guys, let's go on with Vietnam because, as usual, today when I was reading articles, I kept thinking to myself, it seems to me every day I find more and more articles showing you the expansion of Vietnam. This is great. It's great both for the Vietnam Dong as it continues to get stronger, and also the report should be coming out on a currency manipulation. I think the beginning of next week is when it's supposed to come out. So we'll keep an eye on for that and see where Vietnam lands on there. We know they've been on the naughty list now twice in a row. They can't afford to be on there a third time. So cross your fingers. Anyways, everybody, we have Pimpy's Investment Chat on Facebook. It's the same name. Can you hear the thunder in the background? It's that loud. Anyways, Pimpy's Investment Chat, it's the same as my YouTube channel. I have a Facebook group. There's a link in the description. It's free to join. We do talk about gold and silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. Also, for those of you who like what most people might consider, I don't know, conspiracy things, come on over here to the hidden things in front of your eyes. It is free to join as well. We do touch on current events. It's been around for quite some time. So let's get into what's going on over there in Vietnam, man. Strengthen cooperation on energy and infrastructure with the United States Treasury Department. That's interesting that Vietnam should be talking to our, our Treasury Department. So, on June the 10th, at the Ministry of Finance of Vietnam, Deputy Minister of Finance had an online meeting with Assistant Acting Secretary of U S Treasury, Mitchell Silk. I wonder what they were talking about. Well, let's enlarge it a little bit so the whole world can see. Anyways, the meeting aimed to share information on the responses to the coronavirus and to discuss the impact of the pandemic on Vietnam's infrastructure investment and related policies, reform priorities, as well as a direction for implementing the cooperation framework. You want to bet that somewhere in there somebody said, oh, by the way, what are you going to do about your currency rate? That's what I'm guessing. Anyways, specifically for Vietnam, since their first case on January 23rd, 2020, there have been 332 cases, of which 316 have been cured. Well, that's interesting because the article not that long ago said that they only had 14 cases. So magically, somehow, some way, these have increased. But nonetheless, they have 0 deaths. Okay, so this thanks to the timely, drastic, and effective solutions of the government of Vietnam, the involvement of both political systems, and active support of the people in both countries. However, according to the Ministry of Finance leaders, the road affected Vietnam's the economic development. How is that possible when they had one of the strongest first quarters ever? I tell you what, when you read these articles, they often make it sound like they're going in one direction. And then as you read it, you're like, what do you mean? That's not as bad as you make it sound out to be. Anyways, an economy of high degree of openness to economies around the world. According to the evolution of some international organizations, Vietnam's GDP growth for 2020 may reach only 2.7, lower than the 7% expected. I'm going to go out right now and tell you that it's going to be higher than 2.7. As a matter of fact, I'm expected to be closer to 5. And there's a lot of reasons why. One of them mainly being in July, the trade agreement between the EU and Vietnam is in effect. And that's going to help boost this up big time, as well as now Google and Apple are over there, and they're getting ready to pay a ton of money to move their companies over there and out of China. So the deputy minister said that in order to overcome this situation, Vietnam has implemented many solutions for production and business activities, such as implementing the policies of extending, exempting, and reducing taxes, fees and charges, land rentals, review and adjust the prices of a number of state price goods and services, such as electricity prices. A number of commodities, such as coal, gas, petrol, are being implemented around to the market mechanism. But here's the thing, that's what we want to do here. That's a smart move. There's a lot of countries that are saying, look, we don't want to charge our people taxes. You just don't want to. That could be a pretty good sign of a possible Nasera movement. Clearly, the importance of the private sector as a resource to help us overcome energy and infrastructure challenges is more evident than ever. Therefore, at the meeting today, we want to find the content of cooperation according to especially new context. So, yeah, these people are going back and forth with the United States, but guess what? We weren't the only people talking to Vietnam. So was Kuwait. We'll get into that in a little bit. But anyways, they're going on. Like I said, I'll put a link to all the articles in here. And I did not see any chit chat whatsoever about the fact that Vietnam is still manipulating their currency values. I did not see that, but I'm sure it was mentioned. It just wasn't caught in this particular news article. So PM welcomes energy giant ExxonMobil investment into Vietnam. I'm telling you, man, they are growing. Vietnam welcomes the world's energy giant ExxonMobil plans of investing in Vietnam. So for those you don't know, yeah, there's oil in Vietnam. It's one of those commodities they have that we don't talk a lot about. All right, so Vietnam was among countries that were able to contain the Rona early and was striving to seize the opportunity for development. During the process, the country had a great demand for power, so Vietnam's government welcomed ExxonMobil investment in a complex of ports, storage facilities, and the algae-fueled power plants using advanced technology in the North Port city of Hua Phong. But here's the thing, man. China was not too thrilled about this at all. Not at all, but nobody cares what they say anymore. They've been running around punking people and getting in fist fights with Indian soldiers. We'll see where that leads because people aren't tolerating China anymore. And it looks like an excuse for us to get out of paying them the last of our trade deficit. We'll just blame it on the Rona. That's right, my Rona. That's right. I'm too old. Some of you guys get that joke. Some of you are too young. Anyways, program to foster international markets links for Vietnamese businesses unveiled. So Vietnamese enterprises looking for new technologies or to promote their products internationally. I told you guys, they are hitting the world market and they are hitting it hard. And I told you that Vietnam will be the place to invest right along Iraq as soon as they get out of the ditches as the future places to invest. And I am looking forward to doing so both short and long term. Technology transfer, investment promotion, and international market connections organized by Vietnam's Climate Innovator Center, the VCIC, seeks to help local firms find strategic global partners for technology, finance, and trade. Its target is Australia and South Korea to start with, since they are strong in technology and have close economy ties to Vietnam. So there it is. Vietnam is stretching out across the globe even more. This is what we're looking for if you're thinking about doing something long term. All right, here's what I was talking about earlier. Vietnamese, Kuwait, foreign ministers hold phone talks. So Vietnamese Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Pham Ban, thank you ma'am, held phone talks today with Foreign Minister of Kuwait, Mohammed Al-Shabah, on Friday to discuss ways of promoting bilateral ties as well as regional and global issues of concern. So this is good. We like when Kuwait's talking with people, especially when it's with Vietnam. So they like to do big business. Let's hope that's the direction that they are leading in. They expressed satisfaction about the development of traditional friendship with two-way trades of nearly 3.6 billion US dollars last year. The two sides gave priorities to deepening bilateral friendships via continuing to effectively realize signed agreements, enhancing the exchange to seek breakthrough solutions to bilateral links. Let me translate that for you. Let's do more business. There seems to be a lot of this kumbaya stuff going on with Vietnam. I absolutely love it. So you have the people in Europe, you have the United States, you have the people in the Middle East, you have people right in their own backyards all wanting to do business with Vietnam. As I stated before, Vietnam, you definitely want to look into at least their mutual fund, which is the letters V as in Victor, M as in Mary, N as in Nancy, as both short, medium, and long-term investments. All right. So again, good. This is good. This is what I told you. This is what I see all the time. And there's not a lot of negative news coming out of Vietnam outside of the fact that China keeps going over there trying to start you know what with them. So yeah, it's not going to happen. I'm curious to see what has happened since the two destroyers and battleship from the United States, and now a carrier is almost there. So this is going to be really, really interesting to say the least. Nonetheless, that's where we are right now with Vietnam. As I stated before, this is something that you should consider as far as both short and long-term investments. I'm just showing you that once again, Vietnam is expanding, and they're expanding in a fast way. So let's just keep that in mind. That's the news for now. We look forward to seeing this manipulation currency report come out next week. Let's see where Vietnam is on there. Hopefully, we'll have some good news. I'll catch you later. Bye.